Nostalgia is a wonderful thing. It's a sentimental longing for the past, the good old days and how they make you feel. Which is precisely why the Peugeot 208 GTI is going to be a disappointment for many of you. Whenever Peugeot launches a new GTI, enthusiasts in the press all prattle on about how there's a new 205 GTI or 205 GTI is back in big letters and exclamation marks and all that. Now you see, the 205 GTI to many people was basically Jesus on wheels because it was fast, fun, brilliant to drive, affordable and good looking. But the problem is the 205 scuppered Peugeot's future GTIs because they really couldn't match up to its brilliance. The 206 GTI was alright, nothing to write home about, and the 207 GTI, well, that wasn't much cop either. Peugeot swore off GTIs in the late noughties, but thankfully the French firm changed its mind and now there's a new one. The 208 has been given some extra go and some extra loveliness. Peugeot knows that the days of making lightweight hot hatchbacks like the 205 GTI are pretty much gone. There's legislation in place that makes it damn near impossible to do so. You need to have crash protection, which is heavy. You need to have airbag systems and sensors, all very heavy. Then there's the rules that dictate how high the rear lights have to be off the road, and then the rear windscreen and all that kind of stuff. These regulations are there to make sure that in a crash, you don't get hurt or killed, but they certainly don't lend themselves to ultra-lightweight hot hatchery. Then there's all the stuff people want to make their lives easier. Things like big comfy seats, sat-nav, aircon, you know, the kind of stuff that makes cars nice places to be. And you also have to remember that the car that this one is trying to live up to, well, it wasn't all that good in a crash, and its aircon was a crank attached to the door. So rather than go down the hardcore racer route, Peugeot's done something really smart. It's made a comfortable, luxurious, to a point, fast car. In here you do get comfy seats, they're pretty cool to look at too, and you get sat-nav, and you get aircon, and all of that. You also get a 0 to 62 time of 6.7 seconds, and if you have a runway, a top speed of 143 miles an hour, which, fact fans, is much quicker than the sainted 205. But it's all about the feeling, I hear the hardcore mutter, and they're right. It is all about feeling, and you know what? The little 208 does feel pretty damn good. The steering's nice and light, the gear shift is nice and light and quick and easy, and it does go quite quickly. It's got a 1.6 litre 200 brake horsepower turbocharged engine, same one you might find in, say, Minis and a couple of Citroens. And as a whole package, it's really, really great. I mean, to look at, I love the way they've styled the 208 GTI. The interior itself is pretty cool. I love the red to black gradients and the GTI flourishes everywhere. I also really, really like the instrument pod. One final tiny little highlight, it's the steering wheel. It's just right, you know, it feels good, it's the right size, it's thick enough so you can get a decent handhold around. Okay, even like the little stripe at the top. Racing drivers have those. And the idea is if the stripe's at the top, then you're going in a straight line. That's good, I like that. But one of the big criticisms levelled against it is that your driving position can actually make the steering wheel impede your view of the dial, so you won't know how fast you're going. That isn't ideal. The suspension is one of those dissonant setups where it seems Peugeot wants to add a slight sporting edge to it, but still make it drivable every single day. And that's the thing, this car isn't set up for being outright sporty. It's supposed to be comfortable, luxurious, but also pretty quick. Yes, this is a GTI, but it's not that kind of GTI. Peugeot was looking to make something that wasn't big and hardcore and inaccessible. They wanted something comfy that you can also go and play in. What Peugeot has tried to do with the 208 GTI is keep the hallowed name alive but move it on, make GTI something more than a rose-tinted blast from the past and turn it into something fast, fun and accessible. So no, the 208 GTI isn't better than the 205 GTI, it's just different. but different in a good way.